This is Wilhelm von Hohenzollern. We're here to talk about Memories of a Dinosaur, which has to do with, I know, I sat there and watched it. I actually have my sunglasses, I see right through it. So it has to do with the fact that I'm part of a world that's dying off in Hollywood. Because, I mean, every day, more and more people my age, like I'm 80, I'll be 84 in another week, so. But there's no one left to tell the stories because we're now losing a lot of our things we had on IMDb too, because the fact is when they started this out, they never thought it would grow as big as it is. So they discovered all of a sudden you might have 100 extra people working on a movie that all had speaking parts or main parts that didn't get credit because they didn't give credit for like that many people in the early days. So, and for instance, I actually was in. I tell you what, I was in Gone with the Wind. I got $10 for being Gone with the Wind. I was 6 to 7 years old, depending upon when it was actually shot, and because they don't actually, if it was, you know, when they say, well, it was released 1939, that didn't mean it was started in 1939. It meant it was started in 38. So
Or 37.
37. But what happened was my family owned a truck farm behind where the fire scene was shot. They, my father was also in the business, along with my grandmother, and they sort of made a mess of everything in the area with the smoke. I mean, it just laid down. No, okay, what it was, the sets were god-awful old that they were shooting. It was like you threw a match in a thing of balsa wood and see what happens. But they threw smoke everywhere, and then they realized that we're in trouble, folks, because you know, it looked like we started a forest fire, which really looked great. If you're standing there, you're looking, oh, this is going to burn our house down. So we're there. My father was in the police department. He had his friends out there with every hose they could get, watering the back of the property in order to make certain the fire did not jump. And then and they got a little worried about all the smoke that they put out. So the people came over as soon as the sun came up and were trying to explain things. And they saw all these guys in police officers' uniforms. Because they'd come while they got off duty, they did and all that. And they came over to help. And they all of a sudden, oh God, we got a problem. And then they saw this cute little kid, which I really was a cute little kid. That's why I got a lot of kid roles. I'm all covered. My blonde hair is all black with soot. My face is black with soot. I am black with soot. And they said, somebody in somebody's mind, oh, we're going to do something. You know, let's go put the kid in after the fire scene where he's walking around with other kids. I actually got into movies because somebody all of a sudden had this brilliant idea. Let's go put some kids in a scene. And because I happened to be there. So they went and talked to my mother. My mother was not a happy fun person to be around. And she said she was calling my father. When she called my father, you know, Otto, we knew that there was a problem because my father was Otto Wilhelm. And she called him, and he comes in wearing his totally filthy motorcycle officer's uniform. And then with him comes two other officers that are totally black from fighting, you know, fire never got on the property with the smoke out everywhere. And the guy, you know, oh God, you know, I remember the look on his face when he sees the one officer followed by two other officers, and one of the other officers, because he's getting ready to go on duty, he's picking up his gun belt. So he thought he was screwed. So like I said, he had this great idea. And he thought, you know, we had this idea. He said, your son gave us this idea. We're going to add kids to the scene. And my mother really didn't buy it. My mother was not a dumb Indian, but my father was in the industry. And what's he get? That's my father. What did he get? And he said, well, he gets breakfast, he gets lunch, and then he'll get something else. Yeah, but what does he get? They said, well, $5. And my mother didn't never $5. No, $5. They said, yeah, but $10. They said he'll do it for $10. So and then I get over on the set. I mean, they've just drugged me right from. I went out the back of the property over to their set that was burned with the guy, and he's holding me in his. I'm holding a hand like it, and they're coming over there, and then, you know, he basically introduces me to Clark Gable, who's basically going through the scene at that moment, and he basically comes over and wipes my face off. Oh, hi. And then the guy that, you know, the production guy said, you two know one another? And I said, No, he goes the same gun range as my father, and my father's been in a couple of movies with him, and he said he has. They said, oh yeah, and then Clark Gable, oh yeah, he was in, in It Happened One Night. He played one of the trailer kids. He said, he's an actor? He said, yeah. Yeah, and then I said to Gable, oh, my father said since I was coming over here to tell you they got some brand new firearms over at the department and wanted to know if you wanted to come. Oh God, I want to get over there. And he said, they see, and my father said later, not right. Oh, you got to. Oh, that's right. So.
Oh yeah, you got to finish the scene.
Finish the scene. So, but that's my memory from Gone with the Wind. I got paid $10 to go talk to somebody that I'd already met. And then
being Clark Gable.
I like
Clark Gable.
A neat guy because he liked to blow things apart, which my family really loved. But then they had to go. This is a good one. I'm covered head to toe in soot. So guess what they did?
What?
They come and re-sooted me again.
Ah, yes, because
he
he wiped.
Look properly.
Because he wiped your face.
Mm-hmm. He wiped my face.
So they have to
redid the whole
you.
thing again. But here's the neat trick: was I didn't realize it until later that the director got this real neat idea. He put black kids in the same scene. And guess what they did? He made a political statement that if everybody is covered in soot, you can't tell black from white. It was a political statement made in a 1939 movie by the
Oh, wait a minute. When were the slaves and all? Like trying to think of.
No, this was Civil War, but it was an absolute deliberate political statement because there was no reason to cover the little black kids.
Did they catch it at the time?
Huh?
That it was a political statement?
No, they didn't. I realized it after I'm looking at them. I never watched the movie. I just watched my part in it.
Yeah.
Because I know when it's coming up. And all of a sudden, oh, I know him. They weren't all the white kids. Said almost everybody was black but me.
Really?
Yeah. And I was, because I looked like them, but it was a statement. It was somebody's idea of making a big statement without realizing, without letting anybody know it was done. Because when everybody is
because they were all covered,
we're all the same.
And the people just edited it and didn't pay any attention.
No, they just thought they didn't pay any attention. They didn't realize most of the kids were black.
Wow.
Yeah, they said something important and it went right by. What happens is a lot of it's cut out today when you see it. So I'm in it and I'm not in it. I think if you watch Turner Classics, I'm in it. If you watch it anywhere else, I'm cut out of it. If they do the fully extended ones, then I'm back in it again. But that's my Gone with the Wind moment too. So.
Oh, well, Gone with the Wind, an all-time classic.
Yeah, I got to be in it. I actually have. I'm credited in Europe of being in it, and not credited in the United States of being in it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, because the credit things are different out of the United States than they are here. And I've never understood why. I mean, I'm listed on the credits in a lot of movies out of this country that I can't even get uncredited in this country. This is why, why you have to do this stuff, because actually, okay guys, over at the studio, if you happen to find a pay slip for me, I'd be very grateful.
Oh gosh, could you imagine that, a pay slip from Gone with the Wind?
Because they do it over the counter, under the counter. And I don't remember, because I didn't get the money to give it to my mother. Okay, as most of you people might have noticed, there was sort of a little wobble on our camera, so I really don't remember what I said to start with. So what we're going to try to do is just simply let you know that that it wobbled, and it's not really important what I said at the beginning. What I said after the beginning was important. So.